Hi guys, what's up? So I have a story time video for you guys today. I hope you're very excited about this. This is a very interesting story, kind of very personal, something that I've never really shared with anybody, but like my mom. I've told my mom about this before, because I can like literally tell her anything, but this is definitely something that's very awkward to share to a bunch of people on YouTube, but you guys are like my friends and I feel like I can tell you guys anything, so I'm going to tell you guys this story today. And it's kind of more like based back in my childhood. Thinking back to it, and I've thought about this so many times because I used to like watch marathons on the show How to Catch a Predator, literally my favorite show ever. Every time I would watch that show, it would make me think about this that happened to me when I was younger, and I didn't really understand what was going on at the time. So let's just get into the story, or else this video is going to be like 20 minutes long. So when I was younger, I want to say I was 12 years old. I believe I was in 7th grade. I was like super into Disneyland. So Disney was like my life. Disneyland was my thing. I used to go all the time, always had a pass. And so that was just my thing when I was younger, right? So I had a huge passion for it, that I really wanted to be a Disney character. I really wanted to be Alice in Wonderland at Disneyland. So I had made a profile on this site called Mice Chat, I think, and it was like a Disneyland forum site. Keep in mind, I was really young, and I was kind of like popular on it, as like weird as that sounds, like, because I had posted a face character audition, like thread on a forum, so that people could talk about it and share their experiences and all that stuff. So people kind of like knew me for that, and they knew me as like I wanted to be Alice. So one day I logged onto my Facebook and I got a friend request from this guy, and we are not going to use his real name. I'm pretty sure he is not a cast member at Disneyland anymore. So we're going to give him a fake name, like I always do. So we are going to call this guy Alex. So I got a friend request from a guy named Alex, and his picture was a picture of him in like a uniform, so the uniforms that they wear for one of the rides at Disneyland. I'm not going to share any information, but he was wearing like a uniform, and so I was like, oh sick, like he's a cast member at Disneyland. I love Disneyland. This is awesome. Like, how did he find me, right? Basically, I get a message from Alex after I accept his friend request. He's obviously a cast member at a certain ride at Disneyland. I am a 12-year-old who loves Disneyland. If you're a cast member, chances are you're over 16 or 18. So yeah, just keep this in mind. I thought, cool, like maybe I have an in to Disneyland, you know? Like maybe I have someone who can help me get it for free. Maybe I have a new friend. Like, oh, he's kind of cute, but like, eh. So a little while into talking to Alex, I found out that he in fact was a cast member at Disneyland, of course. He had a girlfriend, and he was 24 years old. So I found out this guy was 24, I was a 12-year-old girl, and he was like very interested in talking to me. Anyway, so we are texting for a little bit of time. So we are texting and we are also Skyping. So this is kind of how it first started. So I went to Disneyland with one of my friends at the time, Kayla. I was texting him while I was in the park, and he told me that he was working on the ride that I saw that he worked at in his default picture on MySpace. I think it was MySpace or Facebook, I don't know. He's like, hey, I want to meet up, I want to see you really quick. So I was freaking out nervous. I am literally 12 years old. I just need to stop the hate comments really quick, because I know I get a lot of hate comments on my Tinder videos that I make now. And I understand your hate comments on my Tinder videos and anything like that, because, you know, I'm old enough to realize that some situations I shouldn't be getting myself into. I'm 19 years old. There's some things I should be smart enough about, and I am. But when you're 12 years old, you're just not smart enough yet, and you don't really know what you're doing, and you just are so blinded by the fact that I love Disneyland and he's so cute and he's a little bit older but he really likes me, you know? And you just get blinded because you're so young and naive. So this story is really not my fault. I don't think anybody should tell me it's my fault. I think, you know, he should have known better. He's a 24-year-old man. Come on. I just had to put that out there really quick. So, anyways, to continue my story, he asks to meet up with me at Disneyland. So, for some reason, I left my friend, like, she was just sitting on a bench, like, kind of near us, but a little bit away so that she didn't come with us and it wasn't awkward, I guess. So I meet him right outside of the ride, and we end up talking, and it's really awkward because we have nothing in common. I am a young girl. I'm like not even a teenager yet, or I'm like just about to hit 13, and he's like so old. I like honestly have this like little bit of love for him in my heart because I'm like, oh my god, like he's so cool. Why is he interested in me? Like I just didn't understand that it was creepy and not cool. I thought it was cool. At the end, he kissed me. I don't even remember how it happened. I'm pretty sure he just like went into it as he was leaving. Anyway, so time goes on, we talk a lot. So we're Skyping one night, and this is the part that really like freaks me out, and it starts to get pretty creepy from here. So we're Skyping one day, and we're just chilling, and we're just talking, and he's in his room, and he's like showing me his cast member costumes and all the different things he gets to wear, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so cool, because of course I was Disneyland obsessed. And then the conversation starts to go south, as many guys like to take it. So I'm assuming this man finds it enjoyable to want to talk sexual or, you know, get sexual with a young kid. I'm a child. So he asks me if I want to see his dick. Well, this is so awkward. I was like, no, like that's weird, like no, please, like honestly, like I knew at that point, like I'm not down, this is weird, I'm not comfortable. I was super uncomfortable with the thought of that. Like I was very young and very innocent, and I just was not interested. I was super creeped out, but I still felt kind of like he had this power over me, and like he could do whatever he wanted, and I would just have to be like, oh, okay, oh cool, like it looks nice, you know, like that's so weird and creepy. But I just didn't really want him to stop talking to me at the same time because I didn't realize how creepy and awful this was. I just was taking it as this was a guy who liked me and wanted to talk to me. I was not thinking about our age and the morals of this, but I still knew better at this point, and I was like, oh no, like I'm okay. And then all I remember is him taking it out, and I saw it, like, literally for the first time. Like, I don't even know if I'd seen one. Like, I really don't know. And I, like, freaked out, and I was like, oh my god, like, this is so awkward. And all I remember is the conversation ended after that, and it was super weird, and he was, like, laughing as he was, like, showing me it. And, I was very uncomfortable. I was like bright red. I was like, oh my god, like so weird. I was not okay with it, clearly. Like I didn't want that. He just kind of like whipped it out and showed me it, and I was like, very weird, very gross. For some reason, I still continued to talk to this guy. He had gotten me into Disneyland for free twice, and I think that was a big reason why I felt like I owed him something. And this is just more mind games that this creepy guy is playing with me, you know? You're young, you kind of think that you owe someone something if they're doing something for you, and you kind of feel like they have control, especially if he's an older guy. This next time I had gone back to Disneyland with my friend Kayla again. So he meets up with us later that night, and he's hanging out with us, and he's just like literally like roaming the park with us, and he's trying to get me alone. He's kind of like taking me off from her, and that's really creepy because who knows if he would have like literally like kidnapped me, but he was trying to like get me off by myself. This whole time that all of this is going down, I'm extremely uncomfortable, and I have this like pit in my stomach, and I just like know something's wrong, and I would never take it to the next level that he wanted to take it to because I knew I didn't feel right. The more he tried to like get me away from her and like pick me up and hug me and kiss me and like be all lovey on me, meanwhile he still has a girlfriend, don't forget this. So I was getting more and more uncomfortable. So the more and more I wanted to get away from this guy, the more I wanted to stop talking to him. So he picks me up and he like twirls me around, and he's like being super like super flirty, you know? And we end up going, this is in California Adventures, I think. And we went into the like California Bear like crawling area, like not the crawling area, what? We went into like the California Bear like jungle gym nature thing, if you know what that is. Like, it's not super popular, but it's a thing. And there's a lot of hidden like crevices. There's little caves that you can go in and hide, and there's like little tree stumps that you can crawl through and all this stuff, so it's very hidden. So once again, he takes me into like this cave and he tries to kiss me, and he tries to do it like really fast because he knows Kayla's there, and I don't know, he just didn't want her to see, or he didn't want her to know that he was like flirting with me. So he obviously knows in his head this is wrong, and he doesn't want somebody else to see it. He just wants this to be between us. So very creepy. This was the point where I was like, Kayla, we need to get out of here. We need to stop this. I can't do this anymore. I'm like done at this point, and I'm pretty sure he does successfully kiss me because I didn't know what to do or how to pull away or how to say no. I end up telling Kayla what happened, and I'm like, Kayla, we need to lose this guy. We need to get out of here. So I tell her that, and we're like, okay, let's go. So we literally like start like running out of this like maze nature forest thing in California Adventures, and we're just like, peace out, dude, like goodbye. So I'm trying so hard to get away from him, and he like finds us, and we're like laughing because we know we're trying to get away. So all I remember is us trying to get away, and then I don't remember if we did get away or if he caught up to us, and then we were just like, oh, you know, it's time to go, like my mom's calling us, we have to go, goodbye. But basically, like right after that, I stopped hanging out with him. Fast forward a year later, this is just a little detail. He was nice enough to get me and my two friends into Disneyland again. It was me, my friend Emily, and my friend Jackson. So Alex got me and my two friends, Emily and Jackson, into Disneyland a year later. And very nice of him. I really do appreciate the things that he did for me. This is just a little detail that I didn't forget, so I don't know if Emily or Jackson told me, but as he's waiting in the line with us, because if you're a cast member at Disneyland and you're going to get your friends or family in, you have to wait in the entry line with them to get them in. So he's waiting with us, and I obviously didn't know, I wasn't paying attention. He had like a huge boner apparently. Ew, I'm gonna throw up. I hate talking about this. And that just makes me want to puke and cry and just literally die. Just another creepy thing about him, like obviously being into young girls. The last things that happened in this story, after that and before that and in between, and every time that I wasn't at Disneyland or physically with him, he was texting me asking me if he could come down to my house, pick me up, and take me out. I obviously knew this guy was a little bit off and a little bit strange, and I felt very, very weird in my stomach. I was probably 13 years old or 14 years old later on in this story, and I just knew, you know, I should be talking to guys who are 14 years old, who are 15 years old. I am not even like in high school yet, or I'm just fresh in high school. I should not even be involved with this guy, right? He's like 25, 26. So he constantly is asking to come down to my house, pick me up, and take me out. And I really don't know, how that would have went down. All I know is that I'm happy I never went with him or left with him, because obviously I wouldn't have told my mom, I wouldn't have told anybody, so nobody would have known where I was if anything happened to me. So he would always lead to the fact that he wanted to take me out on a date, or he would lead to the fact that we could just chill in his car and obviously do stuff, or he would try to make moves. I was very innocent, and I was not gonna do anything with this guy. There's no way. So, very, very interesting to revisit all of those things that I just discussed with you guys. So basically this guy had found me through a forum when I was 13 and he was only 24. We had talked for about 2 years after, and between the whole thing, I had felt really uncomfortable. He had tried to kiss me a lot, tried to see me, tried to pick me up, and tried to be very sexual. And if we had done anything sexual, or he had forced me into doing something sexual, that would have been extremely illegal, and he definitely would have been a sex offender. So I am just very, very scared to this day thinking about that. It's something that will never like escape my mind because I'm so happy that I never like followed through with anything with him, or I wasn't so blinded by the fact that he was this older guy who worked at Disneyland and that was like my dream, that, you know, I didn't do anything stupid. So he literally would have been on the show How to Catch a Predator, and it's something that's very scary, and the fact that nobody really knew that it was happening definitely makes it pretty scary because I felt like I couldn't tell anyone, and I think he took advantage of that because he knows that I wouldn't tell anybody, and he wasn't telling anybody, so nobody knew. Please be safe on the internet and beware of any guy who is much older than you and wants to be intimate with you or wants to have a relationship with you. It's definitely a red flag and a scary sign because any guy in their right mind who is 23, 24, or older should not be dating somebody who is just a teen or a preteen. Be really careful if you're talking to anybody on the internet. Listen to yourself, because I had like a very nervous feeling every time I talked to him. He made me very uncomfortable, and if your body is telling you that, if your gut is telling you that, listen to it. And just overall be safe and be smart, okay? I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe. I upload every Monday and Friday. Also follow me on all my social media accounts. The links are down below in the description. And I hope you're having a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.